Today, I want to give you a full review and my honest opinion about XTB, another really great broker that I can definitely recommend with international appeal, many great features such as stock and ETF free trading without any execution fees, which is always a welcome addition, many other features. So in this video, we're going to dive through all of them. I'm going to show you how easy it is to buy a stock. I'm going to actually buy a stock with my own money in this video and also share with you how the mobile experience looks like. In case you haven't heard about XTB, it's actually a publicly listed company from Poland, but they really have a global appeal operating on a global scale in many countries around the world. Over 1.7 million investors on the platform. In the past, I thought they only do CFDs, but that's no longer the case. As you can see over here, they offer different investment assets. But for example, now they also offer stocks and ETFs, over 8,400 securities from the EU and USA, which is amazing. And best of all, as I mentioned, all 0% commission, which is really, really nice. Up to 100,000 euros or equivalent of monthly turnover. Now, if you do end up investing more than 100,000 a month, well, then please write to me because I want to learn from you how you manage to invest so much money. But I guess for most of us normal people, that should cover our monthly investment needs. Overall, the spread is also very tight, which I like, right? Because some brokers, they don't charge you a commission, but they have a very high spread, which you don't have here with XTB. We come to the app later on. I'll show you how easy it is to use. And the good thing is on XTB, they also pay interest on uninvested funds. So the funds sitting over there waiting to be invested, you will also earn some interest on that. Obviously, that's flexible. You can see the rates right now, but whenever you watch the video and try it out for yourself, they might be different. That's normal, right? All of those brokers, they change depending on the interest environment out there, but just keep in mind that that's a great feature to have there as well. And the cool thing is you can even check if any of the stocks or ETFs that you plan to invest in are actually available on XTB, because sometimes you open a broker, go through all the process only to find out that a given asset that you want to invest in is not available. So here you can preempt it, go on the website, just type in any stock that you're looking for example, BMW, and you can see over here, you can filter by shares if you want to buy actual shares, right? Because you don't want to buy CFD. I like that they make it very transparently. So I can see here under shares, they have two different ones, preferred stock and normal stock. So I can see, yes, it is indeed available. I can even click into it and get a bit more insights into the particular stock over here. Right, with this, let's jump over to the web version. Here we are inside of my account. I actually call it xStation 5, and that's the main interface where obviously the first thing you want to do is deposit your funds. You can very easily see that over here, deposit and withdrawal. You click on it, and then you have different ways to deposit. The first time you want to add money, click on add money over here, and you have various options. You can either do a bank transfer or also via credit card. And depending on which country you're in, as you can see over here, even for cards, it could be without any fee, which is pretty awesome. So choose what works best for you. I actually did it via bank transfer and it was very seamless, was there the same day for me. So really, really easy. And the money was credited into my main account, which you can see over here. If I go home, basically these are my overall funds, plus right now the free funds, which in this video we're going to be investing. So overall, really simple, really clean interface, not too overwhelming. So compared to interactive brokers, this might actually be a little bit easier to use, especially the mobile app. And yes, from here you see basically my trades. So I can click into this and I can see all my various trades that I've done so far. Not too many. I obviously do have many other brokers that I use as well, but I did start a position over here. As you can see, Amazon, Alphabet, and S&P 500 ETF, usually the various assets that I buy across different brokers. Again, that's not investment advice. That's just what I'm doing with my own money. You have to do your own research. And I can see obviously very clearly when I bought it, at what prices, what is the net profit per position. And the cool thing is I can also close it individually per position, right? I could close that particular trade over here because not every broker allows you to do that. I think it's very interesting, especially from a taxation point of view. That could be quite helpful later on. So I think that's a very smart move and feature to have. And if I go back home, you can also see your history. You'll be taken back to the same screen and you can see here all your orders. And I can basically go into cash operations and I can see all the various orders. I mean, orders are over here as well, but cash operations, when I did deposit and so forth. So really easy. I can export it as well if I wanted to. So really nice log of what happened in your account, which I really like. Plus, of course, any pending orders, in case you do have any, those would show up over here. If you place an order, when the markets are closed, that would show up here until the markets open up and the order gets executed, of course. And lastly, you also have over here investment plans, which is basically their way of letting you to set up recurring buys into ETFs especially, which I think is really smart, a really easy way to dollar cost average and compound growth your portfolio over time. So I think it's a very smart move that they really make it front and center, because once again, some brokers make it so difficult to set up automated investments. Here on XTB, very easy to actually do that. Then over here, you also have support and help, which I must say is really nice. You can chat with customer support. It pulls up over here a chat box and you just go ahead and start chatting. And it was really quite easy to get somebody to answer. And that's much appreciated because once again, unfortunately, too many stockbrokers these days outsource everything everything to AI, and it's even hard to find, chat button. So yeah, kudos to XTB for making it very easy and user-friendly. And of course, over here, we have also settings, some of the things that you can change. Don't worry. Yes, you can also have light mode if you wanted to, but I always like dark mode. You can set up your notifications and a couple of other things here as well. But I want to show you how simple it is to actually make a trade, right? So the first thing, what you could do is go over here to my trades and look up a particular stock or company that you wanted to buy, right? You already have here some favorites. You can see over here what's hot right now. But let's say you wanted to buy some NVIDIA. So just go ahead, type in here NVIDIA. Make sure you choose the one that says stock, not CFD. And of course, then you choose the right stock exchange, right? You could either buy it in Germany, which is .de, or in the US, which is .us, which is the one I would want to be doing if I wanted to buy NVIDIA. And you can also click over here on the eye icon, and it will pull up additional information about the stock. Now, it's not the most in-depth research, I would say. So if that's relevant for you, there are other tools like Seeking Alpha or TipRanks that provide you probably even more insights, but a nice overall snapshot. So I wouldn't say stock research is the core strength of XTB. It's more a trading and investment platform rather than an in-depth research platform, but it does give you a little bit of insights over here, like for example, market open hours, so you quickly know whether the market is still open or not. Then you see a couple of other insights over here. You can also click on here on dividends in case some of the companies pay dividends, ESG, as well as financial. So once again, not super in-depth, but the most relevant information you would be getting over here. But in my case, I actually want to go ahead and buy some more of Amazon, which I have been buying quite a bit in recent times. Let's pull up Amazon over here. I can see it's in US dollars. And then essentially it's very easy from here. You have two buttons. You have the sell and the buy button. I want to buy, of course. And then you basically say how much you want to buy for. You can either say it in number of shares, or I always find it easier to say in the monetary amount that you want to buy. For example, if you want to buy $100 worth of it, that will be 0.45 shares. So you can buy fractional shares, which is always great to have this option available. Now, in my case, I have around $960 available to buy. So I want to use all of it. So I go ahead, click on buy over here, and then you get an order confirmation where you just want to go through and make sure everything is correct. You see the current price, how many shares I'm going to be buying, the given amount, maximum order value. Now that's a little bit less than I said. This is because I place a market order, right? So that's just to safeguard yourself, not to go into negative balances. But if you put a limit order, that will be different. But in my case, I'm fine with this. The volume I'll be getting and the final investment amount, as well as once again highlighting there's going to be $0 commission, which of course we like. So yeah, all looks good. Let's go ahead and confirm. And boom, you can see over here the trading position has been opened and has been added to my portfolio. If I go on orders, it shows over here filled. And then I go into my cash operations and I can see here that buy order has been triggered and added to my Amazon holdings. You can see now I have two positions that are opened. And if I go back into the dashboard, I can see now basically my overall trade position over here down $50. I'm sure that will recover eventually, as well as my last $20 of free funds available. So that's as simple as it is. Literally very, very easy to use to place trades. If I wanted to sell, same procedure. I would just go in here, any position I want to sell, again, individually, or I can close entire positions. I would just go back in here and then click on any position that I want to close, click on the X over here, and then you would get a confirmation basically to make sure you want to actually sell, and that would trigger the sell order. But in my case, I don't want to be selling that position. And if we jump over to the app, also really user-friendly actually. You can see only a couple of options at the bottom over here. We have the markets where you can really see what's happening in markets. You can swipe over to hot, to news, to sentiment. You can also click on the gear icon and kind of order it or add any additional watch lists if you wanted to. At the top, you see your portfolio where I quickly see what is my overall profit, what are the free funds that I have available. You can add other accounts if you wanted to. Then I can go into portfolio and once again see very quickly what is happening with my investments. If I had investment plans also set up, I would see that individually listed over here. I have my history over here, cash operations that I've just shown you before. So pretty much same things you can do on the desktop. You can do also on the app, my trades as well. So I can really go into all the various positions and see how each of those has been performing. Then you also have the Discover tab over here, which is a nice screener and a nice way for you to maybe discover a new stock or ETF that you weren't aware of before. For example, nuclear, you can go in here and see which companies are part of that sector. And lastly, of course, the new section over here. And at the top left, you have your settings over here. Otherwise, you can click on search, find any instrument. Let's, for example, pull up Microsoft. You see over here, yes, listed in the US as a stock. That's basically all the information you get. Once again, not super overwhelming, pretty straightforward. You can also change the chart if you wanted to. First, enlarge it, click on the gear icon over here, change it to line, and that might make it a little bit easier for you in case you're not used to these candle charts, so you can really customize it as you wish. And the great thing is right now, XTB is running some nice promotions. For example, if you're from the UK, you can sign up with my link in the description down below and use the promo code SMART, and you'll get a free Rolls-Royce share when you open an account. However, these promotions are subject to limited availability. So whenever you're watching this, it might not be available anymore. And XTB keeps on coming up with great new offers also for other countries, and different countries do offer different sign-up incentives and free shares that you could be getting. So definitely make sure to check the description down below the video, where I will be updating all the various promotions that they're offering for the various countries. Well, there you have it, friends. Definitely a broker I can really recommend. Very solid, over 20 years of experience, stock listed company. So you know you're going to be in good hands and your funds going to be safe. Very simple to use, user-friendly, globally available, and best of all, without any trading commissions. If you do have any questions about any of the things I mentioned in today's video, then pop them in the comments down below. I'm happy to hear from you. Next up, check out this video right here. As always, thanks a lot for watching. Stay healthy, get wealthy. To see you in the next one. Ciao.